Hello everyone, my name is Akshay. I'm a part of Team Perfection IS. I take lectures on Indian polity and constitution. I welcome all of you to this platform of Perfection IS team where we are bringing to you very informative and useful video lecture series where you get to know the nitty-gritty of the syllabus, the topics, the current issues, and you remain on the accurate path which lead to success. Because during these times where we are facing so many difficulties on different levels, as an aspirant I must tell you that you should not lose interest in your studies. You should always utilize your time in the best possible manner, because the exams are near the corner, and if you don't focus right now, you might miss your goals. So I will request you to go through the lectures which have been uploaded on the Perfection IS website. Please like the channel and subscribe to it so that we get to know that you are following it, you are going through it, and that will help us a lot in bringing up with so many different topics and reaching out to you. Now I have decided to start with a very important issue which concerns my subject, and that is the legality of the lockdown period. We all know that when the corona virus epidemic came into India from abroad, we started to see the spike in the cases, and gradually the government had to bring in a few steps that led to the lockdown. Now, as a student of Indian polity and constitution, we must understand that what empowers the government to impose lockdown. Are there any constitutional provisions behind it, or are there statutory provisions behind it? Because this is very important from the exam point of view also, and to understand the basis of the government steps, that how the government has taken these steps. So first of all, I would like to highlight few of the articles of the Indian Constitution that contains the emergency provisions. Those who have read emergency provisions, they will understand it easily. For those who have not gone through the emergency provisions, try to understand that there are three articles of the Indian Constitution: Article 352, Article 356, and Article 360. Now, 352 says that the government can impose, the president basically can impose, who is the head of the state, the national emergency on the ground of armed rebellion, war, or external aggression. This is the content of Article 352. 356 talks about imposing the precedent rule, and 360 is regarding the financial emergency. Now, before the 44th Amendment Act of 1978, the provision in the Article 352 was the emergency could be imposed on the grounds of internal disturbance, external aggression, and war. Now, this internal disturbance was misused by the Mrs. Indira Gandhi government, and the emergency was invoked. The provisions of emergency were invoked. So the Janata Party government in 1978 brought the 44th Amendment Act and replaced the term internal disturbance with armed rebellion. Now, there have been discussions going on in the legal circles that whether the government could have invoked Article 352. Now, after the amendment, the outbreak of a disease could not be said to be an armed rebellion. We all understand this because no section of the population has gone rebel against the government. It is a pandemic, it is a disease outbreak. So the invocation of Article 352 becomes very difficult. Now, what was the options before the union government so that it could control the outbreak of this disease? The government, in the exercise of powers under Article 256, 257 and 355, could issue the directions to the states. Now, what are the powers? For example, Article 256 of the Constitution says that the center can issue directions to the state regarding how the laws of the parliament could be implemented. That is first point. Article 257 states that the executive power of the states need not be followed in a manner that impedes or prejudices the executive power of the center. And Article 355 of the Indian Constitution empowers the central government to protect the states against external aggression and or internal disturbance. Now, keeping in line with these constitutional provisions, the Union government invoked Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897 and the Disaster Management Act of 2005. Now, this COVID-19, which is coronavirus of 2019, was declared a pandemic, an epidemic, and this act authorizes the district magistrates to take proper needed actions to contain the spread of the virus in the states. The National Disaster Management Authority, which is a statutory authority under the Disaster Management Act of 2005, is headed itself by the Prime Minister, issued social distancing guidelines on March 24, from where the 21-day lockdown period followed. So, as a student, you must understand these important acts, the dates of these acts. For example, Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897, Disaster Management Act of 2005. These two acts are very important from exam point of view for the Union Public Service prelims this year, or the BPSC prelims, or any state civil services prelims. The acts and the dates are important. Plus, the importance of the National Disaster Management Authority. It is headed by whom? It is headed by the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister itself. It is a statutory body. And the provisions of the Constitution, like Article 256, 257 and Article 355, which are very important. We all know that in order to maintain the integrity, sovereignty, the good conditions of health, hygiene, sanitation, the union government takes a step at the national level, because the state list contains the subject of health, water, policing, but overall the responsibility to uphold the Constitution of India lies on the center also. The center needs to check whether the states are following the provisions of the Constitution, or if there is certain deviations, the corrections have to come from the center in terms of the guidelines, rules and regulations. So I am ending this topic here, and I hope that all of you must have understood the legal background behind the lockdown. That there are two statutory provisions: Disaster Management Act of 2005, under which the NDMA, National Disaster Management Authority, issued social distancing guidelines, and this COVID-19 was declared a disaster, and the restrictions, regulations followed. Second, Epidemic Diseases Act of 1897, under which the COVID-19 was declared an epidemic, and the proper directions were followed up by the state authorities. And there are constitutional provisions of Article 256, 257 and Article 355 under which the center upholds the spirit and the letter of the Indian Constitution. So I hope that through this video I was able to explain to you what are the legality behind the lockdown. Thank you very much. Keep watching the videos. I will come up with some interesting topic in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself and stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.